So here you go. For those of you guys who like to use credit card. Okay, so here's the thing. All right. It's not financial advice. I don't have to say that, but I'm going to say it anyways because there's going to be one asshole in here who's like, are you giving financial advice? Yes, I am. Oh, you can't do that. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Shut the fuck up. He's toxic. He's toxic. No, you're a bitch. Oh, he's toxic. Shut up, okay? Let me just talk, okay? And then you can be an asshole, all right? Bro, shadow boxing the voices in his head? You need a hand puppet to argue with? I used to argue with a fox. Okay, for people, here's the thing. Credit card companies, they make money not just because they charge they charge the merchant, right? The credit card company charges the merchant 2.5 to 3%. That's why every time I hear people say, support local businesses, buy I'm like, nobody's going to do that. If you really want to support a local business, buy from them in cash. Because they save between 2 to 3.5% every purchase that you buy in cash. So if you want to support your local business, even if you don't have to go out of your way, even if it's a local business you buy from them in cash, okay? Because it saves them money. Credit card companies make their money. Banks make their money, on the other hand, because of interest. They make their money off the interest, right? So what does this mean? Well, I've explained many times the difference between, how to read your credit card statement, how most people don't understand how they do that, right? Fine. But here's the thing. They offer incentives, right? People want to incentivize you, okay? They want to incentivize you. And companies will lose money to gain market share, right? We've talked about this a million times. It is the, growth at all costs, and then there's the profit at all costs. This is the cycle, right? And so businesses will lose a shitload of money marketing and trying to do whatever they can to build their market share with enough customers and enough acquisitions that one day when they do turn the tide, right? When they do turn the tide there, they can cut all those incentives because they don't need them anymore because they own enough of the market share. And so now they're trying to turn a profit with the customers they gained. Just a normal business cycle, right? So this is why credit card cash back is so important, right? They will offer. Remember a few years ago, I was talking about how the Discover match one was really big, right? For example, Discover, they were doing 5% cash back match. So they'll give you 5% cash back and they'll match that 5% at the end of the year, giving you upwards of 10% cash back on the year. That's insane, right? But it got them a lot of customers. And the reason that they do these incentives is because they know that those offers are going to bring in a lot of people. And for every 100 people that it brings in, maybe 5 to 10 people will actually benefit from it, right? Because here's the thing. These are the people who pay their credit card. They understand credit card payments. They pay with it. They pay it off weekly or at least before the statement balance. I've talked to, for those of you guys who don't know, I have a video. I should make a command for that, explaining the difference in your credit card statement, the difference between total balance, statement balance, and minimum due. Statement balance is what carries the interest. That's what you have to pay off before the due date. The rest of it you can carry over without interest. Long story short. But most people don't understand that. So they might get 2% cash back, right? So let's say they spend $1,000 that month. They're going to get $20 in cash back. But one interest charge at 27%. One interest charge at 27% broken down monthly. In one late payment or minimum payment, the bank has already made back more than what they gave them plus some. So they don't care if this 5 to 10% of people are getting that cash back all the time because they're making so much more off of everybody else. But I've taught you guys about how to utilize your credit cards for certain things. If you don't have this problem, if you have, money in your account, you don't live paycheck to paycheck, you're able to pay it off in time and stuff like that. Not using your credit card and getting points and cash back or travel points and stuff like that is just leaving money on the table. It's insane. If this is something that if you have a spending problem or you don't have the capital on hand, but if you're using your debit card instead of your credit card, you're just giving away money, right? It's very, very good. Now, credit card churning is a stupid fucking thing. I've talked about that before, different conversation. But guess what? New one just dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, it's supposed to be the day before the statement balance is due, or the due date is when you pay off your statement balance. All right, here you go. New hack just dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to be in on buy now, pay later. That's right. Everybody wants to be in on buy now, pay later. But guess who was late to the game? Remember that finance stock that I was all in going into COVID that we were up so much goddamn money on because they were the leader in fintech? So anybody here remember a stock that I was all in going into COVID because they were the leader of fintech and they were the ones, and we went from $100 a share, $90 a share, all the way to $300 a share. It was the best thing ever. And then they decided that they wanted to go from being a leader to a non-leader. They didn't want to be the innovator. They thought they had it all figured out. And guess what? A bunch of other companies came in and ate their lunch. Well, they're doing it again. They're playing catch up. And PayPal was late to the game for buy now, pay later. Obviously, we had companies like Affirm and Upstart and everybody else, right? Klarna, all these guys. So PayPal was late to the game. So what does PayPal have to do? They have to play catch up. And so what do you do to play catch up? You have to go into that lose money to gain market share. So PayPal has now announced that they are going to offer 5% cash back on buy now, pay later purchases for holidays. They have said that U.S. customers will earn 5% cash back on buy now, pay later purchases through the end of the year. Starting today, you will get 5% cash back offer through the PayPal app, and it will automatically apply to all eligible in-store and online PayPal buy now, pay later transactions until the end of the year. So for those of you guys who aren't racking up debt, right, like that you can't pay off. So obviously I'm not encouraging anybody who is, in debt trying to do purchases, or people who have, are worried about the ability to pay things off on time and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But for those of you out there who are going to spend a shitload of money on the holiday season, or any purchases that are buy now, pay later eligible, instead of using your credit card with that 1% cash back, that's free fucking money right now. Are we churning credit cards? No, churning credit cards is fucking stupid. I'm not doing this for a buyout. This is a buy now, pay later thing. And people already use PayPal. So you think it's going to affect on the stock? Well, it's going to depend on how many customers they acquire and utilize it. This is their way of trying to take market share away right now. It says customers can apply for their desired loan amount through the PayPal app, receive a single-use virtual card once approved, and add it to their mobile wallet for within 24 hours. I am not sponsored by PayPal. That stock has hurt me so goddamn much. It's my own fault. But I'm just letting you know. I give you this information. There is someone out there who has a bunch of purchases to make for this year, whatever, and they were going to do it on their credit card or whatever, and I just gave you 5% cash back on it. It's buy now, pay later. I am not trying to get you to sign up for PayPal. Most of you already. I'm not trying to help PayPal out right here. I'm giving you guys a little hack here. All right, that's just what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. But if you were already going to do it on your credit card, that's 5%. And the reason I bring this up is we have a new report today. New report coming out. Amex Blue is 3% already and I'm lazy. Well, do what you want to do, bro. Okay? I'm not talking to you. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, you didn't need to, like, you volunteered that information. Like, you wanted to let me know, I'm lazy. Okay, bro, cool. Good. I mean, I get it. I'm lazy too. You want to know if you can tell somebody is ADHD or not? Ask them if they've ever returned an online purchase. I have not. I have a car. My car right now, we have 2 Amazon purchases we need to return that have been sitting there for 2 weeks. Like, I own shit that I was supposed to return. I just never did. I get it, man. I get it. Why are you volunteering information, Stocky? Who asked? You're literally here watching me. Like, I get that guy. Like, I totally understand what he's saying. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'll be honest with you. I probably will not do this because I'll just forget to do this, even though I have a shitload of purchases coming up. Now, the reason that I also talk about this is that there are a lot of people that I want to be careful talking about this stuff, because there's a lot of people that will hear this and think, oh shit, that's a good idea, and they're going to get themselves hurt for this. That's why I'm being very cautious the way I talk about it, just like if it was a credit card. But the reason that I talk about this is we also got a new report where we've talked about this a bit now for a while, but it's getting even more intense, because as of right now, high income earners in America now account for 1/2 of all consumer spending. This is a huge number. That's wild. Okay? It was 30% 2 decades ago. 30% to 50% doesn't sound like a lot. That is a ton. 20% of consumer spending. We're talking trillions of dollars a year. So this is where the spending is going. So I understand that, I'm not talking to everybody here. I talk to people and help them out if they are, unemployed and have no money. I give them tips. People that have money, I'll give them tips too. If you're watching my show, you're watching my show. Okay, I give this to everybody. All right, but I'm just saying that this is news that dropped today, and I think it was really cool to tell people, because there are people out there who'd be like, fuck it. You know what? I was going to spend money on this anyways, and I was going to get like 1 or 2 for 2.5%, but if I can double my cash back before the end of the year, fuck yeah, I'll take it. I'm high income because I follow your signals. No, this isn't a signal service, asshole.